right, Fly on the Wall Productions, live on Facebook and YouTube. You got the Aired Out podcast, streamed everywhere you get your podcasts and on the web, airedout.vt.com. It is Thursday, November 16th. We got the new Trolls movie tonight, opening up at the Paramount Twin Cinema in Barrie at 6:30. I'll be taking Lily to that. Weather from Roger Hill. Sunshine and 53 degrees today, which is just amazing. We've got to be smashing some records. Have to be. Enjoy it. Get outside. Get some fresh air. Tonight, a few clouds, mid-30s. Tomorrow, Friday, the start of 3 days of wet weather, the result of a warm front that is still with us, near 60 tomorrow, with rain Saturday. Looks like some sun for the later part of the day, but starting out with rain. Still mild, though, 43 degrees. Sunday, we finish up the weekend with a perfect day for your arthritis. Rain and snow, and 40 on this National Fast Food Day today. Your day. If you're looking for an excuse to ditch your diet and indulge in your favorite guilty pleasure. Happy birthday today to Teddy Lawson, Tyler Smith, Jeb Wallace is on the birthday list today, 58. Carrie Smith, Pete Davidson is 30, and Lisa Bonet is 56 years old today. Tanya Barnett from the Chamber of Commerce, the operations manager. We're going to be checking in with her a little bit later towards the end of this morning's episode, but we want to say good morning, and thanks for tuning in. I want to lead off this morning with the news, the Vermont news, that we have lost a broadcast legend. Ken Squire passed away last night, and he was 88 years old. He had been put on hospice after his health had taken a few pretty hard turns in recent days, but he has been through it. COVID and some falls and various other respiratory illnesses, and he has been in very, very rough shape for quite some time. So funeral arrangements have yet to be announced by his family, but we're watching. We'll be paying attention to the news, and if we get anything, we will definitely share it with you here over the next couple of days. Police in Worcester made a couple of arrests. Looks like we had a search warrant that seized a significant amount of drugs and cash in, again, Worcester. Methamphetamines, cocaine, the list goes on. And we're going to post up the story for you of the three guys, their full names, their ages, and everything, who are being processed and expected to face charges in court. Good news, we have the Montpelier Capitol Theater reopening. We've been talking about this for days now, and it is officially happening tomorrow after just a ton, over $1 million in renovations. We are so blessed to have this theater and to have it back after the results of the flood. What happened to that theater? We're just so lucky. I mean, you've seen the pictures of that theater just totally flooded out, along with so many other businesses. But we're glad that they're going to be reopening, and we're going to be chatting about that a lot. I'm going to try to run over there tomorrow at some point, but some good news. And man, we need it. We need it. Heather Slayton is with us this morning, sitting in Raylene's chair right across from me. Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm glad you're here. I don't know. It kind of feels like a Friday. Maybe it's because you're here and the sun is shining and we're feeling good. But
yes,
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad.
I'm glad to be here.
We every time you and I chat, have you noticed that every time we chat that there's just we're rapid fire.
Yes.
Bang, 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 bang. What's going on? I mean, we're just going 100 miles an hour trying to catch up on everything and what's happening. not only in life, but also with Washington County Mental Health. I'm not sure how you guys do it. There's just so much that's happening. Obviously, we are honored to have Washington County Mental Health, a longtime presenting sponsor here of Aired Out. We just love you guys and all that you do for the at least 5,000 Vermonters per year just in Washington County. I mean, it's really remarkable.
Well, we really appreciate the opportunity to be able to be here to make sure that the entire community knows that we're here.
Yeah.
And what is available to them.
Yeah, I mean, Raylene is a huge catch net for information and what's coming down the pipe with all things in Central Vermont. But frankly, I think at some points she gets a little challenged from Washington County Mental Health because you guys you're doing so much. There's so many different avenues and sectors of Washington County Mental Health. It is not a single building that you walk into and it's all under one roof.
Right.
It's huge.
It is huge. I mean, the amount of just the housing that we have.
Right.
On top of our administrative offices, the buildings that we have our different divisions housed in. And then you look about the outreach that we do in the community.
Yeah.
It's just
massive.
It is massive.
And there's all of these tentacles that kind of come off of that, that you're very involved with.
Yes. And, we have our school-based services. We have our own schools.
Yeah.
We have our child care. It's
massive.
It's just everywhere in our nursing and psychiatry. And our nursing even goes out into the shelters. So it's phenomenal the amount of work we're able to do in the community, in our own buildings, in schools, in homes. We are blessed to have a massive pool of just amazing staff.
Yeah.
And several of whom we were able to honor just on Monday night at our annual meeting.
Obviously, I want to ask you about the Access Hub and flood relief and recovery and all of that.
Yes, there's a lot going on.
But first, before we even go down any of these roads this morning, and we talk about mental health and all of this, before we even go there, let's talk about employment opportunities and the need for some help at Washington County for employees.
Yes, we have several openings. So definitely check out our website, please. We're also on LinkedIn, where you can check out what we have available. Our recruiters post highlighted positions on there.
Okay.
We do have several positions, and some of those very important positions are in direct support positions.
Yeah.
Supporting people in many divisions. Children's, people who need mental health and substance support.
Yeah.
People with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Yeah.
Those are very important positions to help folks in the community, and sometimes in their homes, and sometimes in schools.
And sometimes it's pretty simple stuff. It's just getting them out of their homes, going grocery shopping, going to the movie theater, what have you.
Yes, helping them with activities of daily living.
Yeah.
Just helping people thrive in their communities.
Yeah.
Those are very important.
Instead of stuck at home and just sitting there doing nothing.
Yes, because very few people enjoy that.
Yeah.
People want to thrive in their communities, and those are very important positions.
And I'll say this, and it's also, as an employee, it is doing something like this, frankly, it's going to be good for you.
Yes, it is such fulfilling work.
Yeah, really. I mean, you talk about making a difference in someone's life and just having a direct impact. And
yes,
it's... I'm telling you, it's going to be huge for you too. You should definitely contact Washington County Mental Health.
I agree. After 22 years with this agency, having started as a direct support person, I still, when there is a need to fill in,
you're there.
Will happily do it, even though that is not my role now.
Yeah,
I will still jump in if I'm needed, because there's nothing like hanging out with somebody who just really needs someone to hang out with them and get them out.
How you do it, you embody the passion behind this, and you have kids of your own who I don't know if you can talk about them, but you're a very busy mom. I'm not sure how you do it all.
Mom jobs, man. It's just what you do. That's what you do. That's the job.
And Jason's still willing to be married.
I guess. I mean, I feed him, and no, he does the, dad jobs. That's the role.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
But you're a go-getter. You're not a sleep till 11 o'clock and watch cartoons in your jammies all day.
No. Gosh. And I don't know if I'll ever get there. I mean, the youngest is 6. So
Wow.
I'm not looking at that life for a very long time.
Wow.
That's okay though. That's the life I chose.
Tell
Do it
me-
on purpose.
Tell me about this Access Hub. I mean, we talk about it a lot. Anyways, Raylene is always chipping away at that and making sure that makes its way into the microphones here. But do tell, because there's still people walking around that are not familiar with the Access Hub.
Sure. Yeah. So it takes a long time for word to get out on some of our most amazing programs, honestly. They start out pretty quietly, and eventually the word spreads, and thankfully people hear about it. So the Access Hub is 34 Berry Street in Montpelier. The entrance is on the Downing Street side of the building. They opened up on October 2nd, and it is a grant-funded, no cost to the community crisis diversion program.
Okay.
And so the idea is that if you have a need that is mental health or substance related, and maybe you're not quite at the level where you need to seek help from the emergency department, that you can go there for nursing, psychiatry, some case management, maybe a meal, a shower, a nap.
Wow.
You need to maybe talk to a therapist, or have somebody even just help you straighten out your meds, or call the doctor and help you get refills on your meds, or you don't understand what they're for. You just need someone to talk you through something. And it's for any demographic. You could be getting out of work at the end of your 9 to 5, Monday through Friday full-time job.
So true.
You could be homeless. You could be any person at all, and you can just walk through the door and say, I need something.
And I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but
Yes.
I need something. And
Please help.
Maybe we can begin at the beginning and speak with someone and start, at least just catching the breath.
Yes. Absolutely. So you can walk in that door, and they're open Monday through Friday. And those, the times may shift according to what they see is the influx and the need.
Yeah.
When people are showing up more often, and as staffing changes. If they see the need heavier at certain times, they may be able to get more people to stay later or come more on different days.
Sure.
But currently, I believe the first person arrives at 7 in the morning.
Okay.
And they stay until 4 or 5. Sometimes things change without me always hearing the update. So it could be more at this point, and I might not always know about that.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
So, but open since October 2nd. They've had a healthy flow, which does not always mean that it's a bad thing that they're seeing people. It's a really good thing that people are understanding their need. It is a very good thing when people come to us looking for something, because it means that they're recognizing that they have a need and that they know where to go to meet it. So we're always happy to see people come to us.
Let's boy, we have quite a few people that are tuned in this morning. Let's make sure that folks understand that this is the Access Hub over on Berry Street in Montpelier. This is not something that is that you have that you have to be affected by the flood to take advantage of.
No, this is 100% for anybody who wants to reach out and find some support. This is not get put on a wait list. This is not,
Bingo.
I need to be a client. You can just be anybody who in the moment or has been thinking about it for a long time or just wakes up one day and says, oh, I just can't anymore. But I don't feel like I need to go see a screener in the emergency room. Even anybody can refer somebody. Your primary care physician, yourself, your family member can call and say, look, I'm worried about this person. How can we get them some immediate help right now? But I don't think they need to go to the hospital. Law enforcement is working with us to walk folks over and say, hey, can we sit down with this person for a minute?
Seriously?
I don't think, yep. They're glad for this program to be here because they don't want to bring people to the emergency room who don't need to be there. It's about crisis diversion. It's based on a living room model where you can walk in and have a chat with somebody like you would somebody in your house. Like, hey, can we sit down? I need to talk about something.
In private.
Yes.
Do you need insurance? No.
Nope. It's cost free. It's all grant funded. We love a good grant. Love a good grant.
Raylene is ringing the bell on this quite a bit because she's very outspoken about some of the programs that we've had in Central Vermont that have fallen at the wayside.
Oh, we're heartbroken.
You're familiar with them.
Very. And one of the beautiful things about the hub is that we can try, although we all know it's limited, we can try, no matter what people are coming in looking for, to help you get hooked up with the services that you need, whether we hold them or not.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But it's a contact. It's an immediate contact with somebody right there.
Yeah. We'd love to, I would love to come over and just lay my eyes on it and just see the Access Hub over there.
Yep.
But thank God that there's people like yourself and Mary, and the list goes on, that advocated for this to happen and made this happen. And there's a ton of logistical stuff and paperwork and a lot of boring shit that's involved with making something like this happen behind the scenes.
Right.
Ahead of time, and now all that hard work and pushing and pulling has been done, and now this is
And
there.
it is. Right.
And there it is.
And it's in the same building as Sunrise.
Okay.
Which is great because if somebody really needs, if they've been isolating, say,
Sure,
and they need some people to hang out with and it's appropriate, they might go have lunch or do crafts or play games with the folks that are at Sunrise.
Yeah.
Because it's in the same building.
right.
Or if they really need some quiet space, they might take them to hang out in the quiet room, which is a very small version of the snoozling room.
Sure, right.
Which is at Sunrise.
Yeah.
There's food, there's a shower, there's a bed, there's a little bit of something for everybody. There, you can reach a therapist there. You can reach the psych department there.
Yeah.
You can reach just about anything in there.
For folks that aren't familiar, let's kind of like break this down a little bit. You're in Montpelier. You turn onto Barry Street, which I think most people know where it is. There's Buddy's Burgers is right there.
Guy's Farm and Yard.
Guy's Farm and Yard.
Yeah.
And
It's right across the street from the sign place.
always on time.
Yep. Yes, right
Signs
across the
and
street.
design. Okay. So if you're coming out of Montpelier off of Main Street there,
Yes.
you turn onto Barry Street.
Yep.
And look to your left and you'll see it. And I
Yes.
think Sunrise is like a blue sign, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just pull right in.
Yep.
Free parking. And don't hesitate on stuff like this. And everything that we're saying this morning on the air, if it doesn't pertain to you, just keep this stuff in your pocket and have this. Just be aware of this. Share this episode of this podcast with someone that you know. Maybe it's a family member, coworker, friend, neighbor, whoever, or a stranger
Right.
that looks like they're maybe having a hard time and maybe need some help.
Right.
It doesn't have to just be about you if you're doing okay.
But also remember, so this is not a flood specific program,
Right.
but it can direct you to our flood counseling program.
Yes.
So
Which is
always
a whole
remember,
different thing.
and it is a whole different thing, but remember that, especially for anybody in Montpelier or Barrie or any other area that's been affected, any way you reach us will connect you to that.
Yeah.
So, but no, this is not a flood specific program. It's for everybody.
What's this Vermont SOS?
Okay, so Vermont SOS is starting over Strong Vermont, so it's SOS Vermont. And it is a statewide FEMA-funded counseling program that many of our DAs designated agencies are involved in.
Okay.
And as far as Washington County goes, so there are 5 of us funded through this team.
Okay.
And we do outreach like we've been doing all summer. All the knocking on doors, checking in on residents, on business owners, everybody to go out and what we were doing up in the Barrie Auditorium shelter, just checking on people, seeing what their needs are, trying to connect them with resources, doing group counseling, doing public education, doing media, and like talking about it on here. How do you contact us if you need something? All of that. And so our blue flyers that we've been handing out everywhere
Yep.
are now switching over to the SOS Vermont materials.
Okay.
And so when we go out and talk to people, we now hand them the SOS Vermont materials.
Okay.
And so the way that you've been contacting people in Washington County and in the 3 towns we serve in Orange County, you can still call us at our phone number at 802-229-0591 for Washington County and Orange. If you're outside of our county and you're looking for your own designated agency representative of SOS Vermont, then you can dial 211 and tell them that that's what you're looking for, or you can dial 802-652-4636.
All right. And all of this, I'm gathering, is on your Facebook page.
It will be.
It will be, or website.
Yes.
Listen, you and I have we have an interesting relationship.
Yes.
We do tend to joke around, goof around an awful lot, and of course we're going to get at some point we'll dive deep into the whole Christmas music, Mariah Carey, all this stuff.
Did you not like your birthday card?
I loved my birthday card so much. I hope you enjoy your flat tire on the way home today.
I know how to change the tire.
But listen, when it comes to Christmas music, on a more serious note here, when I hear this song, it's the most wonderful time of the year. For in the Christmas music is everywhere now. It's everywhere.
I know.
It's in the stores. It's all over the radio. It's everywhere. Yesterday I had to kind of, I'm going to be honest with you. I had to kind of purge myself and had to rock out to some Edgar Winter Frankenstein just to get the Christmas music out for a little while.
Yes.
But in all seriousness though, that song, it's the most wonderful time of the year. For so many of us,
It's so not true.
it's not true.
Yes.
And it's actually, in some cases, maybe the worst time of the year.
Yes.
Many of us have gone through some pretty heavy shit over the last year, maybe the last 2 years, maybe the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And, we really we're just not feeling it. And frankly, the holidays can bring us more stress and grief than anything else. Sadly, and this is the truth for many people. Not everyone, of course not. But we just want folks to know, whether it's Thanksgiving and maybe you're not feeling real thankful
Yeah.
for the cards that you've been dealt.
Right.
Maybe it's coming up on Christmas. Maybe it's that you're going to be alone for Thanksgiving. Maybe that you live home alone.
Maybe you're coming up on the first holiday after losing
Thank you.
multiple people over the past year. Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a heavy.
It's
this year has
it's
been
been
heavy
heavy.
for so many in our community.
It's not just the heavy news that Vermont has been seeing. I mean, my God, just turn your phone on in the morning if you want to see a whole heap of shitty news. I mean,
Yeah.
what's been going on in our state? It's very heavy.
Yeah. We've lost a lot of people locally this year.
We have, and
Yeah.
then outside of the bad news that's making state headlines, then we have plenty of folks. I know many personally, so do you, that have just had some really horrifically bad things happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
So my point is that maybe there's plenty of folks walking around that really, frankly, aren't looking forward to Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Yeah.
And then we got the music that's getting piped down into us, and we don't want to hear it.
Well, and then you've got the people who are still living in homes in Barrie right now that aren't listening to music because they still don't have power in their homes.
Or a furnace, or
a
they're
furnace.
running kerosene heaters and trying to figure it out, and paperwork and FEMA and the state, and the list goes on and on.
Right. And so our crisis line is always open.
Yeah.
802-229-0591.
Yeah.
Or if they don't feel like they're needing the crisis number yet, they can walk into the hub, the Access Hub in Montpelier, or they can call 802-301-3200. But again, if they're worried, if the flood is really what they want to talk about, they can call our 802-229-0591 number and ask to talk to somebody about flood needs.
Yeah.
If they're worried about being able to maybe buy warmer things, we have grant funding to help with that.
Yeah.
So if they need warmer blankets, if they need snow boots, things like that, maybe a little bit of help paying for gas if they do have a working furnace.
Sure.
Call us. Also,
And
with
look
the flood counseling, you can get 3 to 5 sessions with one of us on the team at no cost.
Right.
You don't have to be a client.
Right.
You don't have to, we won't keep a record.
Isn't that amazing?
Those, whether it's a group session, an individual session, those things are completely free. If somebody wants to set up a support group, we can help you set up the framework for that in 3 to 5 sessions. And then, so like if a neighborhood or a business or somebody wants to set up their own support group, we can help get started.
Mm-hmm.
No cost. And that's true across the state.
Yeah.
Any one of these groups can help with that. So if you want to call us directly, call our number or call 211 or the 802-652-4636 to find your own group in your county.
It's overwhelming to me.
It is.
To see everything that you guys are doing.
We have a lot going on.
Your partnership with the Vermont Council on Rural Development, Barrie Up, the community flood recovery discussions that are happening. You guys are involved with everything.
We try to be involved in as many things as we can that will support our community.
And you're also, it's all not serious stuff either. You try to inject a good amount of fun for communities and for people to say, hey, come and have a good time. We got this chili cook-off or this event, or you just had bouncy houses and
our community fun day got a little bit rained out, so we couldn't put the houses up, but we did have inflatable axe throwing. That was pretty cool. We had our giant trikes from Wellspace inside at Choice Academy, so Lots of kids had fun riding bikes inside,
Oh,
which
that's
is totally
friggin' awesome.
taboo. The Family Center of Washington County brought oobleck and crafts, and parents were able, and guardians, they got massage and
So great.
acupuncture. It was a great day. We had so much fun. It was pouring and nasty out, and it was really fun inside. So that was a good time.
Speaking of acupuncture and massage and all that, Wellness Wednesday, it's a wrap for now.
Yes.
We went for, what, 5-6 weeks, something like that?
Yeah, we had 6 sessions.
All right.
And
Over on Summer Street.
Yes.
23 Summer Street. Look at your monitor right now, and you'll see. But that's also something that was grant funded. You guys have been doing this forever, for a long time, absolutely free to the public. Was it a success?
Always a success. Yeah, well over 100 unique services provided. We had 2 different kinds of massage. We had Reiki and sound healing and mindfulness meditation and acupuncture and tea and snacks as always. And we also provided some flood services and counseling while we were there. People were coming in just for that, which was nice to see because we really like it when people come looking for the help that they need.
Sure. Will it be back?
Always, so we hope. Yes, we'll have a spring session again, so watch for that. And when we say this is grant funded, this is funded specifically by the smaller businesses in our community, not by some magical federal or state grant. Wellness Wednesday is always funded by, our local companies, like local banks and places like Connor Contracting and Hickok and Boardman, and it's not giant things. So
that's huge.
We really appreciate those folks, and we are blessed to have them supporting these community type wellness ventures of ours.
Yeah.
So December 20th, if I'm recalling it correctly, we will have basically it's like a Wellness Wednesday light. We will have one Wednesday evening from 4 to 7, December 20th, where we will do a holiday stress buster evening. We have not quite nailed down which providers will be there to provide services.
You're going to let me know.
More to come. Yes.
Promise?
I promise.
You're going to let me know.
Always.
Okay.
So that will be heavily advertised in advance so that people can book their service.
Okay.
But as always, ear acupuncture and mindfulness meditation, should we have the mindfulness,
will be part of that?
Will be walk-in.
Okay. All right.
So.
Speaking of Summer Street, what's going on with this snoozling room, the Imagination Station?
So...
It was flooded out.
It was, the entire first floor was flooded.
Badly.
Oh, yeah. And so it was gutted. It has been cleaned beyond clean many, many times.
We should say that the snoozling room is a sensory deprivation.
It's an amazing sensory experience.
For folks with autism or anyone on the spectrum.
Yes. And it's also amazing for people with emotional disturbances. Yeah. It was intended for people with Alzheimer's and dementia to stimulate brain activity.
Amazing.
But then was found to be wildly amazing for people with autism.
Sure.
So...
Right there in Barrie on Summer Street.
Yeah. So this gorgeous room that came to us through the Autism Puzzle Foundation of Vermont when they decided to retire their foundation. And so it's been wildly successful for 7 years.
Wow.
And then poof.
Yep. The flood.
Drown. So the whole first floor was gone. And it's been gutted. It's been cleaned so many times. Our maintenance crew under Todd Parker is phenomenal because we had 5 buildings with massive damage. But this one is just waiting and waiting and waiting to be done because, contractors and insurance and all the cleaning that had to be done in there because it was so heavily damaged.
Sure.
So now I believe that it passed the last environmental testing that it needed. And so now we wait for sheetrock to be installed and painted. And then we'll have to wait for floors. and then I can start shopping.
Wow.
So, because we can't buy anything ahead of time because there's nowhere to store it.
Sure.
So,
Right.
so yeah, next step is, I believe, sheetrock.
Okay.
So I will keep you posted.
Yeah, and if there's anything that I can do or in any way,
I know we're all anxious to see it back. So many members of our community and school groups and just so many people and people that we serve directly who are used to spending every single weekend there, and so many lives disrupted by just a room.
Sure.
It's just amazing to me that
Now
it can be so crazy.
The Snoozlin Room, Imagination Station there on Summer Street, that was last year. You had this big fat guy in a red and white suit that came by and was able to be there for the kids last year.
He's going to give you coal in your stocking this year if you talk about him like that.
I'm saying he's put a few on. That's all I'm saying, which is good because it'll keep him warm. But is that happen? Will that happen again? Will Santa make his way back to Summer
Eat,
Street?
Santa, eat. Nobody likes a skinny Santa.
Right. Yes.
For the love, JD. You're a naughty elf.
Oh, my God.
Santa will be coming
He will.
to Well Space.
Okay.
Not in the Snoozlin, clearly. So we've had to change the way we provide services in that building, obviously, because
Sure.
there were a lot of services downstairs. We are entirely upstairs now,
Yeah.
and Santa will be upstairs
Okay.
on
Okay.
December 9th and 10th.
December 9th and 10th.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the Snoozlin Room, Imagination Station, has a Facebook page. I'll be posting information there, and on the Washington County Mental Health Services Facebook page, and on the events calendar on the Washington County Mental Health Services website.
All right.
And obviously I'll link that stuff to the Aired Out page
Please.
on Facebook. So
that's a Saturday and a Sunday.
The
9th and 10th.
isn't that a Friday and a Saturday?
I don't freaking know.
I believe it's a Friday afternoon and a Saturday morning.
Okay.
So
Okay. All right. But
we
Santa's,
will be booking, as we have the last 2 years, I'll be booking time slots.
Right.
So people will need to, once I've posted it, email me directly
Yep.
to book their spot.
Okay.
So that everybody has a
Their own time.
one-on-one, sensory-friendly, there's no standing in line like you do at the mall.
Right.
And this is specifically for people who cannot tolerate
Yeah.
standing in a line in a crowded store or mall
Waiting.
with noise,
Commotion.
and lines, and all the horrible things
Kids-
that we all know our people cannot
Yeah.
tolerate, whether
Kids
it's
get
a kid
impatient.
or an adult.
Right. Of course.
We don't discriminate based on age,
Yep.
but it is for people who cannot handle the sensory experience
Right.
in a crowd.
I think that's smart. When are we accepting reservations and times for this?
I hope to have everything posted on Monday
Okay.
next week.
Okay.
So I will get it all out to you, and then people can start emailing me for time slots.
Okay.
But I would ask that people either show up or tell me that they're not going to be able to if they find out they can't. And I have 3 autistic kids.
Yeah.
I know how hard it is
Yes.
to get out of the house sometimes, and the best intentions don't always come true.
Right.
And so that's fine. But if you could message me that, yeah, guess what? We thought, but we can't.
Sure.
Just let me know so that maybe I can let Santa know that it's okay to go behind the sleigh for a minute and, do whatever he's got to do.
We're going to
If you're not coming.
Right, absolutely. and Santa may or may not have the same. At least he has one representative from the North Pole as an elf. We don't know who that'll be or if it'll even happen, but hopefully Santa will get some help this year. I want to talk about Pack the Pantry here in just a minute. I know you've got a busy weekend coming up, but first, the 2023 Worksite Wellness Gold Award.
Oh, did you hear about that?
I not only heard about it, but your pictures on the monitor right now.
Yeah, so I didn't specifically win that. As an agency,
Oh yeah,
not only do we take care of the people we serve directly and the greater community through wellness, but we work really hard to take care of our staff's wellness. And so, yes, we won a Governor's Worksite Wellness Gold Award, actually. And along with many other great employers. But yeah, there I am.
I think it's fantastic. It's so great.
Just receiving that.
Where was this received? What was the deal here?
So we're all invited to the DoubleTree in Burlington to spend the day at a conference and get to go to some pretty cool wellness breakout session things, and had a lovely lunch. And then long after lunch, when, you're all just full of food and trying to remain upright, then every business gets called up individually to receive their award. And W, of course, is at the end of the alphabet.
Yes, of course it is.
But somehow I managed to remain upright.
How many glasses of wine are we talking about?
No. Lots and lots of coffee.
All right.
Lots and lots of coffee.
The thing is, and I think our governor, Phil Scott, I think he knows this, that, yourself and so many other people that work for Washington County Mental Health they don't punch in at a certain time and punch out at a certain time and go home and they're off the clock. Your phone, for so many employees, it's always ringing. There's always some urgency for something. And without Washington County Mental Health, and I've said this before in the air, so many of us would just be we'd be screwed. Flat out. I don't know what the hell we do without you. There's so many of us that rely on Washington County Mental Health in some capacity.
Honestly, I think for some of us who work there, working there keeps me on the correct side of my desk some days. I know it for a fact. If I didn't work there, I'd probably be calling. Yeah. And I know that is true for myself.
Understand.
If I didn't work there and did not already have all the tools that I've had to share with the people I work with to support, if I wasn't getting everything through osmosis and training, I would be calling looking for it. Yeah. There are days.
Isn't that something?
Plenty of them.
I hear you.
There's just, I got to be grateful for it. It's not all about the pay and the benefits and just loving my coworkers and the work that we do, which is so fulfilling. But some days you're just like, I am so thankful that I learned how to do this for others because I need to use it for myself today. That's just the way it is, because that is life.
Chuck just wrote, when you're the type of great person that takes the time to help others, you're never off the clock. So I'm grateful for people like you. So, and I think many share that sentiment here in Vermont. Pack the Pantry, that's something that you're going to be involved with this weekend. It starts today.
It does start today. And that's not specifically work-related. However, we try very hard to support our communities. We know a lot of the folks that we know are very grateful for things like Pack the Pantry because they're needing to take advantage of those resources like the Salvation Army, Food Shelf, and many others, and, community meals and things like that. And so I'm excited that I will finally have a chance to go down with my boys because it's kind of hard to pull lots of things from the chopper over to the parking lot and fill that truck up. Yeah.
At Price Chopper.
Yeah, because, TJ and John are over in the parking lot with their big old truck trying to fill it up this weekend.
Long time tradition here to help out the Salvation Army on Keith Ave. They packed that pantry, that food shelf for an entire year in the matter of just a couple of days.
Yeah, and John's leaving early on Saturday to catch his plane home. So if you want to see both of them, man, you got to get down there before 11 on Saturday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to have...
And it's around the clock.
It is. So I'm going to have my boys go down and help me push a couple extra carts. So I'll load them up and drag them on over to the truck. So I'm excited about that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then we're going to head up to the Rustic Moose over in Websterville, and she's having her craft fair this weekend because they want to load up on all their jellies. So, yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun supporting local businesses.
Are you really doing that?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, man, we load up for the whole year on her jellies in one day. I'm going to make them carry everything because Zach wants to head down to Next Chapter and pick up his 15 or whatever year-long tradition of picking up his birthday Wimpy Kid books. Cynthia had to order a couple of them for him, so he's going down to pick those up today.
Oh, my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Listen, if you happen to see any pepper jelly, will you grab one for me?
I will.
I love pepper jelly.
I will.
The hotter, the better.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening, and we try to get we try to get you on as much as possible. But I think you know that if you got anything going on, you get right in our face and bang, it's done.
Yeah. We got one more thing I do want to talk about, which is not specifically work related, but kind of in the same vein. So it will be good. I'm gonna make sure that some of the folks we serve know about it.
Yeah.
I and friends of mine are involved in this year's, well, technically it's next year's, but we're working on it this year, the Night to Shine event.
Oh my God. Yes. We've been talking about it, and I don't even know where to begin. We're going to be hammering on this so hard between now and February 9th.
Yeah, I'm so excited because, well, it's happened here locally before.
Yeah.
My kids were never old enough.
Really?
Yeah, so they're finally old enough.
So let's just tell everyone listening right now, and I want to tell Chuck and Tina that are tuning in right now as well, because we want to get them involved with this. Tina Ruthie or Chuck Martin. The Night to Shine is something that was created by Tim Tebow and the Tim Tebow Foundation.
Yes.
Where it's basically, in layman's terms here, it's basically essentially a prom.
Yes.
For folks with disabilities.
Yes.
And it's held on one night globally. Around the world, it is one night where it happens.
Yes.
And a lot of states do it. Some don't. Some states will do it in multiple parts, multiple towns in their state. Some don't. Vermont did this a few years ago with Chris Autry over at the Faith Community Church.
Yep.
We did it at the Elks Lodge on a night in February where there was a horrible blizzard.
Yeah.
And literally everything was closed. I mean, even Domino's Pizza was closed. Come on. I mean, that was a horrible storm.
Yeah, that's rough when they're not going to send the 15-year-olds out to drive.
Yes. But it was a horrible storm, and literally the only thing that was happening in town was at the Barry Elks Lodge, and it was the Night to Shine. And I was the DJ that year. I'll never forget it. Just to see a crowd of people in their gowns and their tuxedos, and I mean, it was amazing. But we look for the community to get involved, to be a one-on-one with someone, to be their partner for the night. But we also look to the community for corsages and hair and makeup and food. Tim Bolton, Delicate Decadence, he always gets involved with this.
Right. So it's a prom for folks with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Okay.
And 14 years old and up. So, yeah, looking for volunteers to be buddies to those honored guests.
I'll be there.
And
can't wait.
Has Chris hit you up to DJ this yet?
I'm not going to be DJing this year, but I'm going to be there as a
buddy to an honored guest?
A buddy to a guest.
Okay.
And I cannot wait.
That's what I wondered. I thought you would be buddying.
Have you seen my dance moves?
I believe I have.
Have you seen me get down?
Yeah.
Woo.
Yep.
Throw a little bit of sugar in the mix.
Are you going to get down this weekend?
It's going to be amazing. But go ahead.
So, we'll be looking for people to volunteer for hair, for makeup, nails, shoe shiners for the follows. People to work in the parents' respite room because we want parents to be able to come relax and enjoy their evening.
Yes.
Servers, all kinds of
we
stuff.
need a photographer.
Video maybe.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. So you can go to the Faith Community Church Facebook page.
Yep.
And there are links there to both sign up your honored guest.
Yep.
And a link to the volunteer page.
Okay.
So that you can get signed up. And there are different age restrictions depending on what level of volunteer you'd like to be.
Sure.
And if you're 18 or older, there's a background check, obviously, because we want all of our honored guests and younger volunteers, everybody to be safe.
Yep.
So, so we are definitely looking for volunteers at all levels. Lots of fun stuff going to happen. Amy's Armoire is on board working on clothing and stuff. So working with Robin and Trey Cates of the church and Chris and Lisa Wright and a couple other great folks whose names are just not in the top of my brain right now because we have so many things happening, but they're lovely.
Well,
People who've worked on this before, long before me. I just have a big mouth today.
Chris and Lisa.
I'm a latecomer, very latecomer.
Both Chris and Lisa were like absolutely not allowing this event to fall through the cracks.
And thank God.
It's going to happen no matter what.
Yes.
We're doing it.
Yep.
And I mean,
and that is who reached out to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yes, I'm so excited because, boy, 2 of my kiddos are going to be so psyched about this.
Sure.
So, we're very, very excited.
I mean, it's got to happen.
Yeah. So I'm spreading the word, obviously throughout our entire system at work so that our folks who are age eligible and appropriate,
right,
according to their needs, would be able to take part in this and enjoy that evening.
Yeah.
So
it's and me, you, Chris, we're going to share a microphone at some point, right?
Yeah, and I'm hoping Amy and maybe Robin or Trey or both, and and talk about well in advance what is needed. Yes.
For volunteers.
Yes.
And donations. But this is one special evening. Everything about it. The food, the dancing, the music. It's an opportunity for one night to make these folks feel as if they are the most important people on the planet.
Yeah. And I've never been to one. I'm so excited to see it all. And I'm like, sure, I could go just be a parent in the parents' room, but I'm like, no way. I want to be down there in the thick of it.
Chuck just wrote in. He said he's in. He wants to be a
check
buddy.
out that Facebook page at the Faith Community Church in Barrie because you can get logged right in there and get your background check done. And
I'm wearing a tux, man. I'm gonna go all out.
I will have a lovely pantsuit because I don't do dresses.
I
haven't worn one since our wedding. That was 20 years ago.
Just do it.
Nope. Can't do it.
Chuck says he's going to be in a tux. I mean, it's going to be Sherilyn and Lily are going to be there. Raylene, it's just going to be an amazing time.
I'm psyched. I can't wait.
Amazing. February 9th. I know it's a long way away, but logistically, there's so much involved here. There's so much that needs to be done, and we're talking about it well ahead of time.
Yeah.
For this reason.
It feels like a long way away, but you blink and it's going to be Valentine's Day and it'll have been over.
Of course.
So
of course.
That's just me wanting to open the pool again, of course. But
yes.
I need a full pool season without rain.
I wonder if I'll be invited to the pool this summer.
You're always invited to the pool, JD.
Never been invited.
Just don't show up.
Never once been invited. So, do we have? Have we pretty much? Have we ever Have we done it all? Have we done it all this morning? I want to make sure. I'm looking at my
Look
notes.
at the list. Is it all there?
I'm looking at my notes. We talked about starting over strong, SOS.
I just want to mention. So on Monday night, we held our annual meeting.
Yes.
So we are 57 years old as an agency now, as of Washington County Mental Health Services.
My notes were 55, but that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So is that what it is? How many years? 57?
57 operating as Washington County Mental Health Services.
Wow.
And on Monday night, we hosted our annual meeting, and it was Mary Moulton's final hosting of that annual meeting.
Whoa.
As she is going to be retiring. And during that annual meeting, we had sorry.
Yeah.
I'm having a little bit of a about that part. So we honored unsung heroes this year.
Oh, there's so many.
There are so many, but divisions were able to honor people. And I just want to say that it was an amazing night to see people who we know work really hard all the time.
Yep.
And are not underappreciated as a rule.
Right.
But who really got to hear what people thought about them.
And
in front of other people and really be honored. And they got plaques and it was an amazing night.
But they're not seeking the spotlight.
Never. People just go out and they do what needs to be done. And it was just really, really nice to be able to see that. But we also were able to honor our community collaboration housing hero. Mm-hmm. And that was Rick DeAngelis, executive director of the Good Samaritan Haven. And I just want to give him a little shout out on
Rick
here.
Rick is amazing.
Rick is amazing. The work that he does in this community and the work that he's done to expand opportunities, to put a roof over people's head. Because really, we can have all of the services that we think people need or that we can staff or are funded for.
Yep.
But if you can't find people, it is darn hard to provide the service. If people are not in a location to accept a service, how are we supposed to provide it?
Right.
If you can't locate a person, if a person is not in a position to come back to you or to be located or to say, this is where I'll be, we can meet in a definite place.
Sure.
It is very hard to provide a service to somebody who does not have a spot somewhere.
Right.
The work that he does to keep people safe and dry, then fed because you're in a place and not hypothermic in a ditch.
Sure.
And, able to access services because they have maybe, internet in that place.
Right.
Or access to whatever it is they need.
Yep.
They're healthier because they're warm.
The last time I had Rick, the first and only time I've ever had Rick DeAngelis on the air with me was in the weeks just before the flood. And he was, obviously, we were talking about the housing crisis then.
Yeah.
Before the flood. How he's doing it, man.
Right. And,
I don't know.
We have so many housing partners and there are a lot of people that work to make things possible for people to have access to all of the things they need.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a place to be, no matter what that place looks like.
Yep. Nothing else will
then
fall
where
into
do
place.
you begin?
Right. Right.
And the how you ended up there or the why you don't have housing.
Sure.
Is nothing that you can fix until you do.
Yep. Well said.
So we just appreciate how hard he has worked for so many years and how well he works with us and for the people that we serve and the people maybe we haven't not yet had a chance to serve, that we were just really, really happy to be able to honor him at our annual meeting as our housing hero.
Yeah. Washington County Mental Health holds many, many, many hands, and that's one of them. And it's a big one. It's a big one.
It is, and it has been a huge hand for us.
Because if it can't
few years, but this year we got to honor him for it.
And like you say, I mean, if it can't start without housing, nothing else is going to fall into place. Everything else is you're paddling against the waters.
Mm-hmm.
So
all healthcare, mental health starts with housing.
Everything starts. You got it. It's what was it? Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yes.
From high school here.
Yes.
Got to have the triangle there. You got to begin.
Yes.
You got to begin with shelter.
Yes.
So
it is the most basic need. So thank you to Rick DeAngelis. We were so happy to be able to do that.
Oh yeah.
So grateful for him.
Grateful for you, and so glad that we were able to share some microphone time together. I always look forward to it. I always know that when I have Heather Slayton on from Washington County Mental Health, that there's never, ever going to be a lack of things to talk about.
I can run it for hours.
Ever. And you go ahead and you keep poking fun at me about Mariah Carey.
Oh, I will, baby. You know it.
I'll get you back. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thanks, JD.
We appreciate you so much. I'm going to take a second here and just give a dial over to another very, very busy place, the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce. Also one of our presenting sponsors, and frankly, they are just slammed over there. They have so much going on. The Vermont Athena Awards are fast approaching, and we're inviting you to be part of it with the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce for this formal evening gala, and the operations manager, Tanya's on the line with us. Good morning, Tanya.
Good morning.
Tell us about this. I mean, Vermont is so lucky. We're so blessed to be able to do the Athena Awards. This isn't something that every state has the honor of doing.
No, it is worldwide. There are countries all over the world that do this, and there are several states around the United States that do it as well, but none really in New England that I'm aware of. I think Vermont might be the only New England state that provides this award.
This is a really prestigious award that honors Vermont's women leaders. This is for the ladies out there that kick butt.
Yes, yep. They're kicking butt and taking names. They're not just doing that, but they're also helping their fellow women by mentoring and providing leadership for them to also reach those goals.
Yeah. So the Athena Leadership Award, the finalists, we've got a good number of them, which we're going to list them off here in a second. I've got them in front of me, but we also have the Young Professional Leadership Award finalists too, which is a different category. First and foremost, this event is coming up real soon. It is Saturday, December 2nd at the Barry Elks Lodge. It's at 5:30. They're going to serve up a great meal. There's going to be music and dancing, guest speakers, but most importantly, there's going to be some women that are going to be walking away that night with an award in their hands that recognize all of the great efforts that they have done and the remarkable accomplishments that they've achieved.
Yes. So we're going to be honoring 6 outstanding women, and then one from each award will be walking away with a trophy.
Can you tell us, obviously I want to ask you about how to get tickets for this and what the deadline is, and which I know is fast approaching as well. But let's start out with some of the finalists here for the Athena Leadership Awards.
Yes, absolutely. So we have a chamber member, Katie Frederick. She is the president and CEO of Applied Solutions Consulting. It's a OSHA regulations consulting firm, and it's the only female-run one in Vermont. Then we also have Dr. Elizabeth Gurian. She is an associate professor at Norwich University, a longtime member of the Chamber. And Tanya Kristen is the executive director of Green Mountain United Way.
Woo!
Some great people, some heavy hitters here.
Oh, I know.
And then for the Athena Young Professional Leadership Awards, we have Sarah Audette. She is the founder and owner of Hedgehog and Fox Collaborative. Holly Fosher is the Career Readiness Coordinator at the University of Vermont. And Sarah Gallant is the assistant professor at Norwich University, another Norwich University person. We always have somebody from Norwich University in this.
Oh, yeah.
Every year, yes.
So and we're going to talk about the guest speaker here in a second, but how do these finalists, who submits their names as finalists? What do they have to do to apply for this?
Yeah, well, sometimes people are self-nominated, such as Katie Frederick nominated herself, and it's great that you can, toot your own horn and praise yourself, and we love that. But most of the time, it's usually a colleague or even a mentor or somebody mentee that nominates someone else. This year, we received 17 leadership nominations and 9 young professional leadership nominations, and then we had a judge of 5 people, women leaders around Central Vermont and a little beyond, who went through each of the nominations with a fine-tooth comb. They all met, took about 2 hours of communications back and forth, trying to decide who should be the finalists and who should be the official recipients, and finally landed on them.
So 2022, the Leadership Award recipient was Betsy Bishop, and she's going to be the keynote speaker, right? The guest speaker.
Yes, she is the president of the Vermont Chamber of Commerce, which is right down the road from the Central Vermont Chamber, not to be confused, which happens quite often.
Yeah.
But yes, she was last year's Athena Leadership Award recipient, and we are happy to have her come in and be the guest speaker this year.
Wonderful. Let's talk about, who's invited to this special gala? Do you have to be a chamber member? How do you get tickets? What's the deal with that?
Yeah, no, you do not have to be a chamber member. Actually, many of them are not. They're friends and families, colleagues of the finalists many times. You just go on to centralvt.com, and the registration link is right there on the website. I also do want to point out that we have ads that we are selling for the program book as low as $50 for members or $100 for a non-member. And you can get your business into this program book that is a keepsake for all the finalists and especially the recipients. They'll cherish it forever. It has all their information in it, all the information about the judges, about Athena, and then you have this ad that you can put to promote your business. You can put in a little note if you want to congratulate a specific finalist or congratulate all the finalists, or don't congratulate anybody at all and just promote your business in the program book for as low as $50.
So I just dropped up the link right there, but I want to make sure it's the right one. centralvt.com/Athena Leadership Awards.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
You can get right on there. That's the basic information right there with the sponsors, where it is, when it is, and then there's also the link to register. It's $65 to attend. That includes the guest speaker, the program, the food, and a wonderful evening of networking and congratulating these wonderful women.
Do you how long is the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce in Vermont been hosting the Athena Awards?
This is our 5th year running.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, we even did it during COVID online. We did it all virtual during COVID too.
I remember.
Yeah, that was a feat.
Let's talk about membership. I know membership is strong. It's been increasing steadily at the Chamber of Commerce. What do you have to do? What do you have to be? Are there any prerequisites to being a member of the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce?
Just have to be a registered business with the state of Vermont. Just have to be a legitimate business. That's the only prerequisite. And then you just come on. You can either come on to the website, centralvt.com, and there's a link to join. It gives you all the reasons why you should join and the rate, depending on the size of your business. Mm-hmm. Or just give us a call here, and we can have Jeanette Kingsbury, our membership director, provide more information and meet with you and make it super simple.
Yeah, and it is super simple. We are honored to be members of the Chamber of Commerce. Right next to me, sitting right next to me right now, is Heather Slayton from Washington County Mental Health Services, also proud member of the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, Heather. Hi, Heather.
She's saying hi to you. Yeah.
Hi.
It's you guys do so much too. Once you're a member, you guys really advocate for businesses in Central Vermont and help promote their goods, their services, what they do, and help them thrive. And you do that in many different ways, not only digitally with advertising and creating commercials, if you will, for them to promote their business, but also hosting mixers, which are so important for people actually to physically get together at a business that's a member, and to be able to see each other, have a drink, talk, laugh, get in on the raffle prize, and learn more about that business. Networking is absolutely critical, Tanya.
It is. Yes, it is. Yeah, I always say you want to leave with more business cards than you come in with.
Whoa.
Bring your business cards and leave with more than you come in with.
Yeah. Do you have any mixers coming up that you want to
We do.
promote? Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, we have our annual holiday mixer. It is on December 14th here at the Chamber in our conference rooms. It tends to be the most widely attended mixer, I should say, of the year. So definitely get on. Members are free to attend. Non-members are only $10, but it's definitely worth the $10 to come in and meet with people, get that networking going, and have a snack and take a chance to win a door prize. We always do a 50-50 raffle to benefit a nonprofit as well. So a lot of good things.
It's always a good time there, and meet Kevin Eschelbach and the rest of the team, yourself, everyone there that is behind the scenes making the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce do what they do. And you guys are so successful at it. We can't encourage people enough to become a member, to learn about everything. Get on the page, CV Vermont.
CentralVT.com.
Or centralvt.com, yes. And read, and carve out a little bit of time, because you're going to be on there seeing and reading a lot of stuff that you guys do, not only from participating members, but also just you guys in what you do, which is so important. And we need more of you. We'll always be a member of the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce, and we love having you guys. And we can't wait to get our studios back up and running. Kevin and I are talking about maybe doing a little mixer of sorts or something over there sometime this winter or this spring. But we hope to have you guys back in our studio and share some microphones together.
Absolutely. We'd be happy to.
Thank you, Tanya, so much for coming on this morning.
Yes, thank you, JD.
We appreciate you, and we'll be in touch with you again real soon.
Sounds good.
All right. Don't forget, lots of stuff going on this weekend. I know it's only Thursday, but if you're going to be out and about, drive carefully, go easy. We were talking about Pack the Pantry. That's going to be something that's huge this weekend. So get over to the Price Chopper parking lot, make a donation of non-perishable food for the Salvation Army to help fill the food shelf there for an entire year. A long-time tradition here in Central Vermont. We encourage you to get over there and be part of that. And bring the kids, bring the family, and teach them the meaning behind giving. Thanks to Heather Slayton. Thanks for joining us this morning, for having some fun with us and tuning in and being part of it. Thanks to all of our sponsors, and the list is growing. It's right there in front of you, and there's a long list of them. And without them, I don't know. I just don't know. We love each and every one of them. We love promoting what they're doing. FGB Theaters is one of them. Don't forget, the Capitol Theater is going to be opening tomorrow in Montpelier. We're going to be talking a whole hell of a lot about that. Get over to the Trolls premiere tonight at the Paramount Twin in the Granite City, 6:30 showtime tonight. I'll be there with Lily, of course. It's going to be amazing. So thank you to each and every presenting sponsor and supporting sponsor here at the Aired Out Podcast, one of which, Washington County Mental Health Services. Heather Slayton, our guest this morning in the studio, which we love and appreciate so much. Have a great day, and we'll catch you tomorrow morning. Chris Powers, the musician from New Hampshire, who's soon going to be moving to Florida, is going to be with us in the studio tomorrow morning right here in the flesh. Cannot wait to have him in here. It's going to be it's just going to be a show that you don't want to miss tomorrow morning. Trust me on this one. We'll see you then. God bless everyone. Stay well.